All right, guys. Just yesterday, I got a offer, job offer for travel nursing through a company called Origin Travel Nurses. Never heard of them before. I've heard of other places and looked into them, but this place, Origin, sent me a job offer, and I decided not to take it. I really don't want to leave my job that I'm currently at, but it did kind of get my imagination going. What is all of this about, all this travel nursing? So I looked a little bit further into it, and they are specifically looking for LPNs for skilled care nursing. Skilled care nursing is, of course, your long-term care facilities, your retirement homes, your nursing homes, things like that. Could be acute care, but typically not acute care in these facilities. There are some acute care, long-term care facilities, even if that is actually a term that you want to use or not. Anyways, back to my point about this travel nurse job. So it made me look into it, and they had advertised 10% over average base pay for LPNs, including room and board wherever you go. So they're going to pay you 10% more and room and board. Although they did not give an exact figure, I went back to the place where the job offer was presented to me, Indeed, which is, I have an active resume on Indeed. I'm not taking any jobs, but for whatever reason, my resume is still active. And I decided to look up what is the average pay for this job, and it gave me the national average. It simply said 70,000 plus. However, the lowest number I actually saw was 73,000, and the highest number I saw was 77,000. So I'm not exactly sure where the 70,000 plus came through. I figured it'd be somewhere around 75,000 is what it would say, but it said 70,000 plus. So I decided to go based off the 70,000 plus per year. Whew. All right, that is $70,000 per year, comes to $33.65 an hour. I based that off of the national average for an LPN because this was an LPN job and it was nationwide. And that is $27. The national average for an LPN is $27.17 per hour, or $56,513.60 per year. That's a difference of $13,486.40 per year. $13,000 more per year just for traveling. That's quite a bit more. That's more than 10%. That's like 22%. That's quite a bit more. In any case, back to my point, this job was a 10-week job, a 10-week offer, 10-week contract. You work 10 weeks, roughly 3 months at a skilled care facility, and you will make the equivalent of $70,000 per year wherever you get sent to for 10 weeks. Also, and I've said this, but I don't know if I've explained this, they will pay for where you live. I have worked with various travel nurses throughout my years of nursing, and they always seem to be in some sort of apartment complex that's already designated by this travel agency. I'm sure that they have a deal with somebody's landlord or somebody's company that owns the apartment complex or the complex itself, and they probably get a reduced rate simply just for holding a nurse there for 10 weeks, wherever it may be. But you, the nurse, don't actually pay for that. You don't pay for where you live. You get paid quite a bit of money, $33 as opposed to $27. And you don't have to pay for where you live. I mean, you're making some bank. However, these are 10-week assignments only, and you need to get another assignment lined up for when you're done with this 10 weeks. They also advertised that they had paid vacation. I'm not exactly sure how you get paid vacation on a 10-week assignment. That doesn't seem like enough time for me to justify someone paying for me to have a vacation after 10 weeks. Maybe before or after the 10 weeks they'll pay for your vacation, or maybe they set you up, wherever you're going before you get there for like a week, and so they consider that a paid vacation. I'm not sure. But they advertise paid vacations. Now, as good as all of this sounds, this is not for everyone. This is definitely not for me right here. It's not for me simply because I have children in school. Every 10 weeks, I do not want to trade my children's school out for another school. Or I do not want to leave my children here in North Carolina when I go to Vegas or New York or Juneau, Alaska, or Honolulu, Hawaii. You know, I don't want to trade 10 weeks of my time somewhere else while my children stay here without me. It's not for me for that. I'm not traveling without them, and I'm not trading schools with them. So, number one, that's out for me because I'm just not going to do that. Number two reason why I would be out is this is only a 10-week fix. Now, although travel nurses typically have assignments laid out right after the other, so they can do 10 weeks here, 10 weeks there, 10 weeks there, 10 weeks there, with maybe like a week in between each of them, you know, moving time and whatnot. The travel nurses I've always worked with always had another place to go around like 2 to 3 weeks left of their assignment. They would be like, oh, well, next month I'm going to, you know, I'm in Detroit today, but I'm going to be in Tampa in 3 weeks, or, you know, whatever it may be. They typically had assignments laid out just like that. And so even though that does happen and you get assignments laid out like that, just that fear of, oh, I've got 10 weeks, now I've got to plan somewhere else to go, that's, you know, that's not for me. That's number two reason why that is just not for me at all. I'm not going to do 10 weeks somewhere and be like, I don't know where I'm going next. But anyways, number three reason why this is not for me, well, three, and the last one I'm going to give at least today, this is not for me. I have seen the assignments that travel nurses get. You don't get a lot of time to prepare. I've made videos in the past about how I make master sheets, how I set up my daily routine, get there early, know my patients. You know, I routinely get to meet my patients and things like that. And if you're in a skilled care facility, a long-term care facility, nursing home, whatever it may be, you want to know your people. And in 10 weeks, I'm just getting to know these people. And so after I just get to know them, it's time for me to move on to something different. Right after I get my med pass down, you know, down pat, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks before you really start getting that med pass down really well. And then so I got 2 to 3 weeks of struggling, and then maybe 7 weeks of halfway decent med passes. It's just, you know, it's not for me. I would rather have a routine of, you know, I know where I've got to be at 8, I know where I've got to be at 9, I know where I've got to be at 10. I got a little bit of charting to do at 11, more med passes at noon, or whatever it may be. And typically, they don't give you the best assignments when you are traveling. They don't give you the golden assignments when you're traveling. They're very happy to see you when you get there, but you're not getting the best patient load, the best med pass. You're not going to get it. That's sort of reserved for their own people, as they want to keep their own people there and not need to rely on more travel nurses. They want to keep who they got there and then not rely on who they got elsewhere. Those are my three bads. My three goods are, of course, the money is good. The money is much better. $13,000 better. That's a lot. That is a lot of money. That's half of a car. You could double your house payments, you know, things like that. That is a lot of money. That is a positive. If you enjoy traveling, I don't. If you enjoy traveling, there you go. If you don't have kids and you're not really worried about doing 10 weeks somewhere and 10 weeks somewhere else, this is definitely for you. This is not for me, but this is definitely for you if you can handle that sort of thing. Number three, they did advertise that they have paid time off and benefits and things like that. If you enjoy traveling, if you want more money to do your job, if you want the benefits that come with doing your job, and you don't mind the 10 weeks gone at a time, or, you know, struggling for 10 weeks or whatever it may be for 10 weeks at a time, this job is for you. This job is not for this cat right here. Not for me. But it is a lot more money, comes with benefits, comes with a free place to live. I mean, that is awesome. And you may end up in somewhere like New York City if you want to be in New York City. You know, I don't know your life. Maybe you do want to be there. I don't know. I really don't care to be there, but I'd visit, but, you know, I don't think I would live up there. But if travel nursing is for you, go for it. It sounds like a good deal. It sounds like a good enough deal to go for. It doesn't sound like it's a terrible deal, but it does sound like it's a good enough deal to go for. Check it out if you're into it. If you like this video, check this one out over here, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. Hope it helps. Thank you much.